No. Hey, yeah, Josh, do that again. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. I'm saying I'm trying too. I'm like, come on, baby, give me just a little. Can you give me one? Can I get a one time? I got nothing. Anyway, and we were live for all that. How embarrassing is that? You know, it's like, what actually was Shannon trying to do there? Yeah. You know, I do remember that episode. You know, I don't know what that says about me or you, but I do remember that episode.
Should I do it again? Should I do it for Football Friday?
Only if you paint up. Now, you could paint up. You should paint up. Hey, you should paint up not for a particular team, but for Football Friday. Like a big F.
Yeah.
Or we can put.
Oh, no. We need to get the guest picker to have a U and you to have an F.
Yeah.
And
That would be really funny.
I like it.
what school's winning this week? FU.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. But it's not F for that. It's Football Friday.
Football Friday. It'd just be FF.
There you go. Yeah.
Tuesday,
Right. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's get the show started. I'm super excited to be here this morning. I've got a topic for us. I think that'll be sort of interesting. But first thing we're going to do, introduce myself. My name's Shannon Wheeler. I'm president of PMG, and I'm here for the morning grind. Glad to be able to co-host. We're going to go around the room, find out what everybody's thankful for, besides the 10-year Treasury yield dropping like a stone, hopefully dragging interest rates down with it.
All right.
Besides that, which, by the way, show of hands, who in the room ever thought they'd sit around on a Tuesday and watch the Treasury yield? Oh, okay. All right. Me either. Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't know what I was thinking I wanted to be when I grew up, but I never thought it would be that, you know,
Yeah.
but which is another part of the topic we'll get into today. But let's go around the room and let's talk about what we're thankful for. Trish, what are you thankful for? Oh,
Oh my gosh.
little misdirection.
I can't help but being thankful for the treasury going down. The interest rates. I'm sorry.
You know what? That is totally acceptable. Trish just shamelessly, rules are out the window. I am that happy. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, it's hard to keep it down, isn't it? Hard to contain the joy. Allie, what are you thankful for this morning?
I'm thankful we got a Creeksman lead from Florida.
Nice. I like the chorus over here. It's like Wayne's World. Wayne's World, Florida. Okay, so tell me about it.
They just came in yesterday.
Yeah.
Working with Weatherman on it, and
Right.
they said they're definitely going to pull the trigger. They just don't know if they're going to choose the new phase coming up in the spring or one that's available right now.
Okay, very good, very good. We'll be happy to sell them one in either phase, won't we? Yeah, absolutely.
Bills are due then too.
Okay, Josh, I'm going to find out what Ed's thankful for if you'll hang on just a moment.
Very simple, but I am thankful for the fact that my windshield wasn't frozen this morning because I swore when I walked out it was going to be and I'd have to scrape it, but
Can't
it
wait
wasn't,
for
so
that.
I was happy for that.
Right. I mean, you were expecting some deep freeze action, weren't you?
I was.
I wasn't really expecting all that, but hey, at least you were prepared, you
Well,
know?
I still have the AC on at my house, so when I woke up it felt
Same.
freezing.
I haven't turned the heat on yet.
Right. No, I'm with you. I understand. Okay, Josh Letzler, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful that we're getting more opportunity to help people recently.
Okay, tell me about that.
We're getting,
A little pickup in activity,
Yeah, getting some,
people getting to know you a little bit more. What's the source here?
Yeah, we're I guess just more interest and
Okay.
just the opportunity to help somebody. And you know, the last couple of months we weren't getting as many opportunities, and
Right.
I feel like the last couple of weeks we've been getting a lot more opportunities. So I'm very thankful.
Getting a lot more opportunities to help people. Okay, so Big Josh, bring it home. What are you thankful for?
Thankful that this morning I got a call from my bank,
Yep.
fraud protection call, and I'm thankful for that because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have known that I would have had fraud on my credit card, on my debit card. So,
Really?
yep. Thankful for Pinnacle Bank this morning calling me about the just gonna keep that word to myself. But calling about that person trying to steal my money.
Gotcha.
I did forgive him. I forgave that person for trying to steal money from me because that's the right thing to do.
Do you know who this person was?
No.
Oh.
I have no idea who they are, but I forgive them.
Some
Oh,
fraud.
yeah.
Some pirate.
Shout out Ronnie Martin at Pinnacle Bank.
Yeah. Jan Stewart, Ronnie Martin, all the gang at Pinnacle.
Somebody needs to get that gum being a real job.
I've never even heard that term. I don't even know what that is, but it doesn't sound good.
I
I don't think I want to be one of
I don't
those.
think it would be called that.
Okay. All right. So, who read the book Tale of Two Cities when they were in school? You
I
did.
don't remember what it's about, but I do.
Oh, good. That's
Good job,
fine.
good job.
So
I think
my
I probably read the Spark Notes on it.
so my children are always they always say they always try and call BS on this, but it really is true. They have a hard time believing it, but I've never actually read a book like cover to cover. I mean, I'm not proud of that. I give money to Dolly's Imagination Library. I'm big on literacy. But I think once I figured out I could read, I was like, why worry about what are the details here? So I've never really done that. Now, I haven't done that with Tale of Two Cities, but I'm really proud that you at least read the book all the way through. Now, I know Big Josh here has been reading lately. Do you read books? Are you a reader?
Not as much as I should.
Are you an audiobook person, or are you just,
I would
audiobook?
I mean, I'd say
Yeah.
I'd listen more than anything.
Ed, you an audiobook guy, podcast guy? How do you get your stuff?
I do both, but I primarily I'd rather read it.
Trish, are you a reader?
A little bit.
A little bit?
I like
Okay.
to read, but not always.
I read more
I hate
last
reading,
year.
but I do it. I tolerate it.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it. I hate reading. It's the worst. I would rather eat dog shit than read a book.
Wow. Okay. So not real high on the list of things. It's like of all the things, you start stacking them up. Like reading's here, just below eating dog crap. So that's
Exactly.
and yet you still do it.
I get
So
stuck
just
in
think
traffic.
about what this man pours into stuff he likes.
Yeah.
If he can force his way to power through 100 pages of a book and that's where it ranks in life, I mean, just the least little bit of thing that he likes, it's all.
That's true.
Okay, so what I've got on my mind this morning is the book A Tale of Two Cities. And the reason I've got that book on my mind is not so much the book in and of itself. I mean, I think it points to, just like a lot of things in life, it points to certain themes. One of those themes is duality and, revolution, resurrection. I mean, depending on how you want to perceive the book and its place in literacy, in literary circles, what that really means. But what I think is really interesting is the way the book begins. And does anybody know the first lines of that book? It's very famous. Does anyone remember what the first lines of that book are?
Once upon a time.
Close. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. You've ever heard that phrase?
Heard that?
That's how the
Times it tries men's soul.
so it starts out. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epic of belief. It was the epic of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair.
One end or the other.
What does that mean to you?
Opposites. It could be this or that.
Could be this or that.
Things change.
Perspective. All right. What does that mean to you?
Never know what you're gonna get.
Never know what you're going to get.
Can you do the phrase one more time?
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epic of belief. It was the epic of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair.
So I think of balance and actions having reactions, and it's like if you tell a child the stove's hot, don't touch it. They'll touch it, burn their hand, ow, it hurt, but they won't do it again.
Okay. Allie, what does that mean to you?
I think you're gonna go through each end in life,
Okay.
the good and the bad.
Can I change my answer?
You can change your answer, Josh.
I think it means to me that you will never be in one spot. You'll always have different changes in your seasons of life.
Okay. Now, the one question I would have for you is when you think about that statement, do you think about different stages or different areas, different times of your life? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Yes.
What I think is interesting is all of you have also pointed to what I think is the real underlying message, which is the duality and the fact that you will experience all of these things at the same time. So what I think is interesting is it says it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, right? That doesn't separate those two. It's the same time, which goes to,
Time can make a better person.
okay, so it goes to perspective. It goes to understanding that there is a duality in life constantly. And so if you read that even further, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. So at the very same time, there was complete belief in certain things. There was a complete non-belief at the same time. So think about that when it comes to headlines in the news versus what you see every day. I got this man right here telling me, hey, in the last few weeks, I'm getting more opportunities. Right? If I look at the news is going to say home sales are down. You see? Both things are true in somebody's universe somewhere. But in Josh's universe, he's getting more, what? Opportunities. Now, do you think there's a chance that he's getting more opportunities because there's more opportunities? Or do you think he's getting more opportunities for another reason? Think about that for a minute.
Yeah, for another reason.
Okay, so super hard for me to believe that right now there's actually more individual families and people looking to enter into a purchase transaction on new real estate than 2 years ago. Doesn't mean the market's dead, doesn't mean there's not people that need help, doesn't mean there's not opportunities to help people, doesn't mean any of those things. But I would say that the numbers, pure numbers, if there were 100 people looking for a house and looking to purchase, move, buy, sell real estate 2 years ago, that number now may be 90, right? Total people. So why is Josh seeing more opportunities?
Putting the work in, the effort.
Looking for them, that's one thing. Maybe there's fewer people looking for the 90 that are available.
He's creating them.
What's that?
He's creating them.
He's creating them, right?
Well, they say it's a bad time, slow time, yet I got 5 closings coming up.
How about that?
And we're not supposed to have any.
Get you some!
How about that? How about that? Yeah, now I know how Wednesday's meeting tomorrow is going to go. John Jones, he's going to say, let me just brag on Trish for a minute. You can say it. She's just grinding. You can just hear it. You know that's coming. You know it's coming, though. You know it's
I won't be
coming.
there tomorrow. I'm meeting with a client at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, hey, yeah, right. That's only going to make it more the next meeting. You know, Trish couldn't even be here the last meeting because she had.
I know where Trish is. Guess what?
Yeah, exactly. Getting one of those opportunities out there. So I bring all that up to say that remember that there is the duality that always constantly exists. If you fail, if you have a failure, if you have something that doesn't work out the way that you thought it would, look for the lessons in that because that duality will exist. Your perception, you can't lie to yourself and say, yeah, that went great when it really didn't, but you also can't ignore the fact that within that is going to be every lesson that you need to have things turn out differently the next time. Don't make any self-inflicted wounds. Control the things that you can control. The outside things that you can't control won't bother you anywhere near as much if you've done all that you can to control what you can control. And just remember, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Take us out, Van.